This is the HyperX Cloud Earbuds 2. In short, they are a very affordable and convenient option for those who don't want or need a more expensive and bulky gaming headset. Starting off with compatibility, this will work on anything that uses a 3.5mm port, TRRS, tip ring sleeve. So PS5, Xbox Series S, Android. I don't have an iPhone, so I don't know anything about that. Now for the build and comfort, the wire on these earbuds is about 48 inches long, so 4 feet. A bit too short for me personally, but these were optimized for mobile gaming. So if you do play on your phone and have a 3.5mm adapter, or you actually have a 3.5mm jack, then these are actually the perfect length. The cable is flat and the end is L-shaped. There are some great quality of life additions. First is a built-in cable cinch to control how much separation the left and right wires have. Also, there's a media button. One press will pause and play media. It can also answer calls or hang up on a call. 2 presses skips tracks to the next track. 3 goes back a track. And this works even with a USB-C to 3.5mm adapter. It even comes with a cool carrying case. I like that addition. So the comfort on these is just alright for me. I really like the ideas, but they just don't really fit in my ears that well. The material, it's this kind of plastic, like pretty much all the types of earbuds are, but it's not really mushy and flexible. Like it won't like mold to your ear. It kind of like has its own shape and it wants to hold it and doesn't care what the shape of your ear is. So it's always going to kind of be a little bit firm in there, but it's not really going to mold to like the crevices of your ears. So it's always going to be kind of like slipping out. That's what I didn't really like about it. Now it's going to depend on your ear shape. It might be better for you. Also, it has this little like wing looking tip thing. This was like really popular back in like the 2010s and stuff like that. And like it can work, but it really would depend on the specific fold of your ear. Because the way my ear is, this doesn't really have anywhere that great to go. Like I can try to fit it in, but it just, there's nothing really like holding it anywhere. So it's just kind of like there. Your ear might be different. It really just depends on the specific folds of your ears if you're going to find that actually helps or not. For me, I tried, and then there are 4 different tips I'll go ahead and show. It starts with the medium on here. That's actually the one that I ended up going back to because I tried different sizes. The largest one's way too big, and then small and extra small were too small for me, so I ended up just going with medium. It's relatively easy to take these off and put them back on. But overall, yeah, I didn't really find them particularly uncomfortable. They were just never that snug and they were always kind of loose. But now let's get into the headphone audio quality. These are great for detail. If you like FPS games and a relatively open sound, despite them being earbuds, these work out for that. I find them to be a bit harsh out the box, especially in the treble, so I utilize some EQ, which these are quite responsive to, fortunately. These are also not my favorite for most single-player games because there's very little bass here, and the fit not being super secure and super snug actually probably affects that. Because without that great of a seal and that physical contact, it's a lot more difficult to really feel any sub-bass. Now, if you're familiar with HyperX's gaming headsets, then this has less bass than the Cloud 2 and the Cloud 3. So yeah, it's going to be lacking in that department if that's what you're looking for.
So the microphone audio quality of the Cloud Earbuds 2, it's decent. I'm using this on the PS5 right now. I would suggest if I move my head a little bit to actually change the gain, maybe lower that a little bit because it's going to be a little bit loud right out the box. The tonality is all right. It's a little bit muffled, but your sound comes through all right if you're going to be like in a voice chat or anything like that. The pickup pattern, it's actually optimized for the placement of it, so you don't have to like pull it up to your mouth. In fact, if you do that, then it probably will distort the microphone. It's going to be a bit too loud. One of the issues with the placement of it is it's going to have a very generous pickup pattern, so it's going to be picking up like fan noises and stuff like that. So if I be quiet, you can hear my PC fan over there, so it doesn't really reject that at all. But overall, it is a serviceable microphone.
Overall, these are decent earbuds. The main reason I don't outright recommend these is because there are other earbuds, specifically these are IEMs. This is the Critical 02. I find these to sound far superior, way better bass, actually better sound separation and detail as well, but without being too harsh. These are excellent and they're really responsive to EQ. I find them more comfortable because the way that these loop around is nice, but more importantly, it's just the ear tips. And these are like super cheap, basic ear tips, but the way that they kind of like aren't trying to hold their own shape too hard and they mold to your ears a little bit better, I like that. So better sound, more comfort. It doesn't have any like extra features or anything. Unfortunately, these aren't perfect either. I had an amazing time while I was using these until, and this is actually a relatively common problem with some of the critical IEMs. I was looking on Reddit and I was like, oh, this can't just be me. Well, I lost about like 70 to 80% of my volume in the right earbud specifically, and I wasn't sure what that was. I thought it might be a short in the wire or something like that, but I actually switched the wire to the other one, and it's actually just this earbud itself. Honestly, I'd still probably recommend the Zero 2 over the Cloud Earbuds 2 simply because if you buy two of these, you get it for the price of one of these, depending on like when you buy it, where you buy it, what the prices are, of course. But based on the prices that I got them for, two of these for the price of one of these, and this is just going to sound better. And even if it does happen to break, you still have another one. So yeah, I'd still probably recommend this over the Cloud Earbuds 2.